What's up, you guys? Friendly Neighborhood Geek here, doing another, I guess you could say, retro movie review. I would kind of consider this a really good movie to watch for Black History Month, honestly. So you can kind of see this as like a late or early, very early Black History Month themed review. I will be talking about the House of Dies Drear. Interesting. This is based off a book by Virginia Hamilton, I believe. She was a very well known author for her time. The book also got a sequel, which takes place maybe like a couple of months after the events of this movie and the events of the book. Unfortunately, I don't believe the second book got an adaptation, which is kind of unfortunate. But if you want a part two to the story, you could just check out the book, or check out the book and then read the second book, or watch the movie and then read the second book, however you want to do it. Um, this had a good cast. Unfortunately, I can't remember everybody's name, but a lot of familiar black faces. For anyone who's seen Good Times, the actor who played Florida, the mom, who played her second husband, Carl, he's in this as an antagonist. I'm trying to remember Kadeem Hardison from Different World, who played Dwayne, he's in this. Before, of course, this came out in '84, so it's before he was really well known. The same with Tashina Arnold, she's also in this, and they play like adopted siblings, which is really cool. She did a good job in this. And the actor from Different Strokes, who played Arnold's best friend Dudley, he's the main character in this movie. There's a few other, like some of the adults are, went on to be well known, well respected black actors. I just can't remember their names. Um, but this, like I said, this was a really good movie. It's a shame I never, this wasn't this was never shown to us in school. Like this wasn't like we didn't have to read this for an assignment or anything like that. Like it's a really charming book or story that deals with, I guess, black history, or taking realistic, historical elements or aspects, and kind of making a fictionalized story with it, which is really cool. Um, so we have our main character, I believe his name is Thomas Small. His dad, being played by this actor, his dad is like a history professor, college professor, or history teacher. They moved to Ohio. This takes place in like the 60s or 70s. They moved to Ohio. They move into the House of Dies Drear. Dies Drear was a famous, maybe like a rich, successful African American, maybe, or just maybe a rich, successful person. I'm not sure if he was African American, but what he would do, he would help slaves escape, and they could hide out the house. And he had like underground tunnels and stuff built for them to hide and escape or whatever from the South, which was, really cool. So we do see some of that. We do see some of those passageways and stuff on the property. So the house is thought to be haunted. Is it really haunted? There's a huge plot twist at the end that low key reminds me of like one of the Scooby Doo episodes from one of the original Scooby Doo show, the Scooby Doo show. So if you're familiar with those kind of plot lines, then that might give you an idea of if the house is really haunted or not. But with that being said, it's still a good kind of mystery they kind of had going on. So of course, Thomas and eventually the other family, his dad and his mom and his younger brother, eventually they start kind of noticing kind of weird stuff. So they start thinking maybe it really is haunted. And like I said, we do find out a big plot twist at the end, or towards the end of the movie that I won't spoil. But the movie had a really good resolution. Um, like I said, I don't want to give too much away, but just take my word for it. It keeps you invested. It keeps you engaged. Like it's engaging. It's like, oh, like yeah, I want to see how this comes full circle. I want to see how this story comes to a conclusion. The cast, of course, everybody did good what they were given. So yeah, it was really cool to see Kadeem Hardison and Tashina Arnold when they were like, I guess, preteens, teenagers. This was 1984. So it was really cool to just see them, and probably an early role for the both of them. Um, if not one of their first, like I said, I'm not sure it was their first role, but one of their early roles. It's really cool just to see, where they started and then see where they eventually went on to be. Of course, Tashina Arnold was on Martin. For anyone who grew up watching that show, she was on Martin. She was the mom in Everybody Hates Chris. She's been on a successful show with Cedric the Entertainer called The Neighborhood, where they play husband and wife. So she's had a really solid career. Of course, Kadeem Hardison was Dwayne on Different World, very popular black show about African American students in an all black college. He's been in other stuff. He's been in other projects as well, but Different World's probably his most well known. And like I said, for those who've seen, I forgot his name. For those who've seen, kind of rambling at this point, but for those who've seen the first Tales from the Hood, the mortician, I believe, where the three gang members go to the funeral parlor. The actor who played the mortician in that movie, he's in this, which is really cool. He plays one of the good characters, I would say, which is really interesting. And the actress from, so this, you're always probably gonna know who these people are unless you've seen these projects. The actress from the first Matrix, the very first Matrix movie, when they go to the Oracle's apartment, the actress who played the Oracle, she's in this. So it's cool to see her when she was younger. She played the mom, which was cool. But yeah, like I said, the cast did great. The story was engaging and interesting. So the reason why, the house or is said to be haunted is because the owner of the house had a huge amount of treasure, rather actual like gold and diamonds and stuff like that. And he had like historical pieces of treasure, like from Black history and the slave period and that type of thing. So, it's said to be hidden somewhere on the property. And certain characters I won't spoil, kind of are trying to look for that treasure. So that's why the rumor that may or may not be true of the house being haunted was created, was to prevent people from trying to, get on the property and search for this treasure. So like I said, that scenario kind of reminds me of like the Scooby-Doo cartoon, where when the villains of the episode would create some type of hoax or myth of an actual ghost or monster, so they could, scare off people from trying to find, treasure or whatever it was. But like I said, it's good. It's on YouTube for free. Just again, type in the name of the movie and you should find it. But like I said, I just really, really liked it. I really wish, I could have saw this in school. I, may go out of my way to check out the book and the part 2 of this story. Yeah, it was really good. I wonder if any other Virginia Hamilton's work has been adapted into a movie. I'm curious, so I might look into that. But yeah, if you're interested, just want to watch something that has like a little mystery to it, and it's also kind of has historical elements in it, then I recommend it. If you can watch a movie from the 80s, if you can watch an older movie with maybe a slightly slower pace, knock yourself out. I think it's like an hour and 46 minutes. But yeah, go give the House of Dies Drear a watch. Check it out. Peace, you guys.